It stops when the elbow is at a fist's length away from the body. The correct position of Tan Sau is that your forearm and upper arm form a V-shaped angle from the side view, and the palm is horizontal. If you place your Tan Sau position like this, you are wrong. If you think that Tan Sau is used for flicking the opponent's arm sidewards, you are wrong. The function of Tan Sau is simply to contact the opponent's coming arm. Then we can make use of his coming force to turn our body aside so as to make his punch miss the target. Left, right, back and front Gun Sau. There is a key to performing the palm technique. That is, the palm should be relaxed before being thrust forward. When the arm is at full stretch, the base of the palm makes a jerking thrust. It is very hard and dangerous to break such a thick cement-like vessel. However, Leung Ting breaks it easily by giving a few slaps with his incredible soft palm techniques. The Lan Sau, Fak Sau, and then the Lan Sau again. In performing the Fak Sau, the arms should spring out as if two bent rattan canes are released and then resume their original straight form. The double Jum Sau, double Tan Sau, double Jat Sau, and the double Bu Ji Sau. When performing the double Jat Sau, the arms should never be dragged backwards, for in doing this, your opponent is given a chance to attack you. Now press down the palms horizontally. Note that the arms are fully stretched. Raise the arms again, then withdraw the arms. The side palm again, and the lying palm. The high Tan Sau, Jum Sau, Guat Sau, Lao Sau, and lower lying palm. Many other Wing Chun men are confused between the Gan Sau and Guat Sau. In fact, the Gan Sau is used along the vertical midline, so it can be used to stop an attack from the lower position, as well as to hurt the opponent's arm at the same time. Whereas the Guat Sau is performed by sweeping the arm outwards along a curved line until the outer line of the upper leg makes a tangent with the curve. The Guat Sau is used to sweep down the opponent's arm with the same arm in contact with the opponent. In most of the other fighting systems, a Kung Fu man usually withdraws his arm immediately when he misses his first attack, meaning to launch a second attack. A Wing Chun man, however, will use the same arm, which has missed the first attack, to launch a second attack, even though it is being stretched out. The Bong Sau, Tan Sau, then the reverse palm. The Bong Sau is performed by turning up the elbow before thrusting the arm until the upper arm forms a 90-degree angle with the body. In doing this, the fingers and the palm should be relaxed. Many people have the wrong idea about the function of Bong Sau. Most of them mistake it as a movement of an upper block. Some others think that the Bong Sau is a pre-fighting posture. Some even lift up the downcoming force of the opponent by hooking the palm. Imagine the opponent attacks me with a jab punch. I don't even have to use the Bong Sau. But if the opponent launches an attack with a heavy straight line punch, then my forearm will be bent like a rattan cane. And if the opponent's punch comes in, my arm will be pushed to one side as a result of the coming force. If the opponent launches a down hacking attack, my arm will be bent down at first and then spring up again when it is totally freed. Therefore, Bong Sau is not an active movement to be performed by free will, but is a passive reaction to be performed in response to the opponent's movements. The freeing arm movements and the thrusting punches are the last series of movements of the Siu Nim Tao. They are applied on occasions when our arms are being controlled by the opponent's grappling hand or other technical movements. The chain punches, when being combined with the steps, turn out to be the most effective attacking technique in Wing Chun Kung Fu. The opponent will find it very difficult to nullify this attack. This is the stance turning exercise. From the slow motion, we can see that only one leg is in motion at any moment, while the other leg stays firmly on the ground to support the body weight. Let's note the center of gravity on turning. It's now in the center, shifted to the left, back to the center, now to the right, back to the center, left, center, right again. In quick motion, we see that the legs turn alternatively, giving many onlookers the wrong impression that both legs are turning while performing the stance turning. If, however, both of your legs are turning, your whole self will become a moving body and will be liable to fall off balance when being slightly pushed or pulled. When changing to the Sideling Stance, your front leg supports no burden, but stays firmly on the ground. Just like a plummet, it keeps the body from falling back when being pushed, or it works like a brace to prevent the body from falling to the front when being pulled. When stepping forward, the whole body weight rests on the rear leg, while the front leg drags the body forward. As the front leg bears no burden, it can change direction as quickly as desired when the body is still being kept in balance all the time. A Wing Chun man with such a stance can apply a kick at any moment without moving his upper body a bit. In advancing, a Wing Chun man steps forward along a curved line and not a straight line. This is an example to show us why a Wing Chun man doesn't step forward along a straight line. Don't forget to keep your knees inwards. Chum Kiu is the second form in Wing Chun, which includes 3 kicking methods, the stance turning, and variations in the Bong Sau. These movements are fundamental for further training in Chi Sao for the application of attacks or offense. There is no prearranged sequence of movements in Wing Chun, for the Wing Chun man has to apply a movement that best suits an occasion when his opponent attacks him. But how can we vary our movements to cope with the opponent's changing idea? The secret is to react according to our feeling upon contact with our opponent's arms. The Chi Sao training serves this purpose. Chi Sao, literally meaning the arm clinging exercise, is an important program of training in Wing Chun, which begins with a single-arm Chi Sao. Basic movements of the single-arm Chi Sao comprise the Bong Sau, Tan Sau, and Fuk Sau. To begin with, Leung Ting initiates an active attack with the erect palm. Cheng reacts passively with the Jum Sau and then counterattacks with a punch. Cheng's punch moves the arm of Leung, so Leung reacts passively with the Bong Sau. The arms resume the Fuk Sau and Tan Sau pose again. You must take note of the aim of the training in the single-arm Chi Sao and see that it is being fulfilled, otherwise it becomes useless, even though you keep on training for your whole life. Many people nowadays think that Chi Sao is a course of training for strength, and thus get confused with the sequence of the partners becoming active or passive, and we could see a scene like this. Imagine the center line as a bridge that connects a wing